And being a daddy's girl has really caused trouble with me having a relationship.
If you never found men that lived up to your father, then why do you have kids? Describe, let's talk about it.
I'm a 51-year-old daddy's girl. I've always grown up with my dad. And being a daddy's girl has really caused trouble with me having a relationship. Here's why. I measure every man according to my dad. My dad is an awesome communicator. And I can't talk to a man who can't communicate. And so as a result, when I meet someone who has a slight inkling of verbal instability, I don't want to be bothered. My dad is a man who loves his work and never complains about his work. So one of the questions I ask men who want to date me is if you like your work. And if they don't like their work, I don't want to be bothered. I'm laughing at myself because I know why I'm single. And I'm the problem. They're not the problem, I am. And that's okay. All of this is a result of me being a daddy's girl, and I understand. Y'all want to hear more of my answers about why I'm single, being a daddy girl issues? Just let me know. I'll share some more.
Now, sometimes we use this as a cop-out. We use it as reasoning why we haven't figured out how to actually relate to someone long-term, or why when we get to a certain age, what we end up doing is giving reasons why this has never really happened for us. You use reasons like, yeah, I'm a daddy's girl, but you have kids. You can hear them in the background. You can see them in other posts that she makes. She's a mom, single mom. Okay, we understand that happens, but when you want us to believe that the reason these men do not measure up is because the bar that your dad set, you're not really being truthful. What it comes across, what the rest of us actually read it as, you ran out of time, you ran out of options to get the type of man that you want, but here's the reason why. It's the problem with the men. They're the problem that they're not showing up here. Even though when you pretend, and you see a lot of women do this, oh, I'm the problem because the bar is so high. No, no. If your dad set the example and then part of that is your dad also showed you how to get along with men, you never read, never looked at any of that. You can't find a man that actually likes to communicate. Part of the issue here, part of the very simple issue here is you're comparing the relationship you have with your dad with how you should have a relationship with other men who are not your dad. You will never be their daughter. They will never have that same relationship with you. The way your dad communicates to you with that ultimate level of patience, the way he talks or does not burden you with things about his job that he does not like, that's from dad to daughter. That's not from partner to partner. You want men, at the other hand, you want men to actually open up, to be vulnerable, to tell you the truth about what's ailing them, their troubles. You want that, but you don't want it. This is why men end up in this position where we don't really know how to converse with you. We don't really know what you're actually looking for outside of telling men or showing or giving men examples why they are falling short, why they aren't enough. Listen, before we continue, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss no uploads. Subscribe to Sundays, every Sunday, 7 p.m. Central Time. We have a live stream. It's usually a lot of fun, right? Usually a lot of fun. So make sure you jump in there, you meet us there, and have some fun with us. Listen, we see so much content about this, and we're just using this one to highlight as a jumping off speaking point. When you see women talking about, I can't accept the men today because they're not like my dad. My dad set the bar. My dad set the bar. The dad is supposed to, yes, support the bar of how you're supposed to be treated by showing you what unconditional love looks like. You're not going to get into unconditional love out here. No one is, right? We understand that. What I continue to do is the condition. If I cannot continue to provide or be a stable man for you, you're going to leave, right? It's in the data. It's right there. So instead of looking at how your parents interact with each other, remember, all this is from the child's lens. So you have these blinders on, these goggles on that show you, okay, this is the example they're supposed to set. Your mom is supposed to set the example of how she interacts with her father and vice versa. That's really what you should be emulating. Not the fact, and we're using other videos that we've seen, the fact that you'll be at a gas station or you'll be at the side of the road out of gas and your father will come, or you'll be stranded at the side of the road and your dad will come change your tire. This is the relationship of function because he's your father. This isn't how things actually go when you just meet a man and because he says, hey, no, yeah, work is stressful. I'm not really in love with it, but I understand the necessity of it. I'm going to use this. Oh, okay, the conversation's already over. If when you get to the point, and this is for everyone, this is what cope looks like to us. When you run out of options, when you no longer have the optionality, when you no longer have the best choices available to you, now you say, well, I never wanted it anyway. You wanted some red velvet cake. You were fixing to get some red velvet cake. You go to the store and they say, we're out. You go to next door, they're out. We're out. Now you just say, well, I didn't want it anyway. Let me get something else. Or let me not get cake at all. I didn't even want cake anymore. We all know you did. You start off by saying, now you create these artificial rules in place and say, I never really wanted that anyway. This is a reason I never wanted that. No, we get it. We get it. We see it. This is part of the game. This is part that we don't talk about. We don't highlight enough. We talk about it in just a sense. Hey, when you get older, the optionalities tend to decrease. This is what it actually ends up looking like. Your response to it is, we shouldn't really expect an accountable response to some things like this. An accountable response is saying, yeah, I held on to a standard that wasn't really, that was non-existent, that didn't really make sense. It did not stop me from having kids with men that arguably did not live up to that standard, because if they did, I would still be with them. That's what being accountable looks like. Rather than just saying, oh yeah, no, I know I'm the problem. No, that's barely the first step. So when people aren't real with their lives and they come on here and continue to pretend like it's not an issue, it's not a problem. I've never wanted this. When you see some women come on and say, I never wanted kids. I never wanted to get married. But if you could talk to them 20 years ago, that may be very different. If you could talk to them honestly 20 years ago, that may be very different. Of course, this is not to say that there's some women out there that don't want kids. Those totally exist. That's not anything surprising. But when the options run out and we start pretending like we never wanted these things, we're lying to ourselves. And what we're doing, we're not doing the people coming behind us, we're not doing them any favors. We're not showing them, hey, if you don't identify what you want, you're going to start making moves towards a future that isn't really yours. It's not going to reflect any type of happiness. It's not going to check any type of joy, because you lived a life according to someone else's rules, according to someone else's playbook. So here you are, this is where you find yourself sort of lost and confused about it. Or simply throwing all this thing up as cope and having the rest of us believe, oh yeah, that makes sense. Do you want the example to be for other women to say, yes, because my daddy did this, because I'm a daddy's girl, that's why I can't find a man? If you actually talk to your dad, that was never ever his actual plan for you. I'm gonna compare all the men you meet to me, especially in the ways that are really kind of irrelevant. The fact that I love my job. You cannot like your job. You cannot make liking your job the issue. You can come home and say, you know, I don't like that thing, but what it's able to provide for us and the rest of the family, it's worth it. A lot of men do these things because, yeah, they're not happy with it. It's not their perfect environment, but the fact that it makes life easier for those around them, that's the joy. You want to compare everyone one-to-one with your dad, then yeah, you gotta get ahead of being gross and marry your dad. We don't have anything else for you. Listen, if you disagree, let me know down in the comments below. If you see other videos on your screen, check those out. Let me know your thoughts about those and those videos. And of course, if you listen to Sound Voice now, if you haven't subscribed, I think you should. I'm trying to build something dope. I'll see you in the next one.